Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Nerd Soup. My name is Reuben, joined here today with Aaron, and we are back to review The White Lotus, Season 3, Episode 4, Hide or Seek. Usually it's hide and seek, but what they're doing here is tying it in thematically to the characters and the narrative. That's show business. And before we get into this, I want to let you guys know that you can listen to this wherever you get your podcasts across all podcasting platforms. And if you want more Nerd Soup, go ahead and check out our Patreon page. We just uploaded our Oscars recap. By now, we've plugged it on a few videos, so I don't know. If that's not drawing you in, it's probably not going to now, but whatever. And follow us on social medias at Nerd Soup, at Beau Soup, at Nerd Soup Monkey. Give me a follow on Blue Sky. My shit is kind of dry. Just kind of sending tweets, posts into the ether.
That's kind of a bore.
Oh, yeah, it was. Posts, tweets into the ether.
No, I'm talking about Blue Sky, kind of dry. But no, yours works also.
No, because I was repeating it. I was like, that didn't rhyme, but I guess Aaron's stupid. But it turns out, no, I'm the stupid one. That's how it usually goes for me. Yeah, but I thought this was the best episode, just to get right into it. I thought it was the best episode of television ever. No, just kidding. Best episode of the season so far for me. Just a great not middle of the pack, because I think it's the best, but in terms of where it's placed in the season, it's just a great halfway point. I'm fully anticipating that we're going to pick up in episode 5, or at least I hope we do, with Lori, Jacqueline, and Kate. God, remembering those ladies' names I'm just going to call them the Powerpuff Girls. I really hope it picks up with them partying in the club, because if you told me we're going to Thailand to party with 3 Russians, this is going to be the best night of my life. But the boat trip was great, seeing Saxon and Lachlan having the time of their lives with all of these rich dudes' wives or girlfriends, situationships, very icky all around. Getting more into Rick and him, revealing his true purpose as to why he's there. And also the way that, Belinda doesn't leave her room the entire episode. And yet I thought those were some of the best scenes because of, is she being watched? Is somebody there? She keeps hearing all these noises, looking over her shoulder. And then we see at the end that it's not just Belinda looking into Greg, but it's Greg looking into her as well. So a bit of a cat and mouse being played across computers, but they're all staying at the White Lotus, so what is that confrontation going to look like? It's been a good season, and this is maybe their first truly great episode. And that's usually the way White Lotus goes. It builds not only in tension and suspense, but in quality. So I was a fan.
Yeah, they do a good job of making like the smallest scenes feel like they have so much stakes. It's like the way they build tension in this show for, I don't want to say no payoff, but like it just seems that any minute something terrible can happen, and they just keep teasing you with that, and you're kind of on the edge of your seat waiting. And then it's just like getting shot with water guns, but it still makes for very entertaining sequences, especially with that group. Because so far, like the only thing you can really hold against them is that, yeah, they like to talk shit, but I feel like that's kind of normal in a way. It makes sense for those characters, but seeing them react to being at like what they call the budget retirement vacation resort and just how disgusted she was like the first time you were like, these people are probably wouldn't be fun to hang around with.
Oh, dude, yeah, that was so... that really annoyed me, because I love old people, and they're just there having a good time.
No, but it was like the first time like I viewed those characters as like being elitist, even though they had that vibe for sure throughout the first couple episodes. It almost was like you can almost excuse it because it was just coming from naivety, but this episode it was like really present. And even when they were in the streets during the celebrations and the customary to have water gun fights, and for them to just be like coming to somebody's country, being horrified and telling them not to squirt them when they're infringing on their culture. It was just kind of, it made for a funny sequence, but I think shined a bit of a brighter light on who these people might actually be and how that's going to slowly present itself throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised with Kate, but Lori and Jacqueline didn't vote for Trump. So if you don't vote for Trump, that automatically means you're a good person. So I was a little confused there. That was really funny, dude, how dismissive they were of the culture and of the celebration, asking them, where's your mother? But the way that they built it up too, when they were looking around and the slow motion, and you're realizing that everybody at this hotel is an older person. It reminded me of when Larry David with all the uglies at the restaurant. And he's like, I need to, you need to sit me with the beautiful people. That's kind of what it felt like.
It just seems it can't be a coincidence. I'd like to come here again without you guys.
At first, I thought maybe that was going to be Valentine playing a joke on them, and that we were going to see a sort of a different side of Valentine. Like, haha, all you ladies have been thirsting over me, but I want nothing to do with you. And turns out I'm a bad guy. But no, then he takes them out to like a real club. And like I said, I kind of want to see the continuation of that into episode 5, because when I realized that the episode was ending, I was like, oh, I didn't get to see the ladies' party. That would be fun. But I just like their vibe, and you saw the passive-aggressive nature of their relationship become a bit more aggressive in that opening scene when they're at breakfast. I forget what the context is. When Kate says that Jacqueline shouldn't be on her phone. And she's like, yeah, Kate, I know. And Kate's like, damn, that was a bit sassy. So, yeah, that was fun between the three of them. And I think the water gun sequence was really cute when they run into the convenience store and they ask for an exit and the guy's just pointing at the front door. And he's kind of mocking them in a way. And then they realize that the children are still out there just staring right at them through the window. Yeah, that was a funny bit. I like the way that they did that. But your point about building tension in simple, just basic scenes. It's a combination of the story and watching it unfold, but the way that Mike White shoots it, where people have made this point that the camera feels like a voyeur, somebody who's spying on these characters. So you never know in the back of your mind, is that just our view into this world, or is there somebody behind that camera? Is that a set of eyes, or is that just equipment? So even seeing Belinda do that research, the entire scene is super tense. And just the conversations between like Timothy and Greg. People come to Thailand, they're either hiding from something or looking for something. Tim trying to play it cool this entire episode, but then having those moments where clearly something's off. His wife is really starting to pick up on it, but Piper, that interaction. At first, I kind of was like, oh, that's a nice moment for a father to tell his daughter that he loves her, but then he got really touchy and feely and...
Gone off that lorazepam, man. I don't know what that is, but shit looks like it just turns you into a zombie.
Yeah, apparently it's for anxiety. I'm on the Lexapro. Maybe I should switch over.
Yeah, but seeing him kind of deal with the external stress these past few episodes has just been fucking hilarious. Him just not being present and nobody really picking up on it. I mean, a couple of times, I guess the daughter mostly can sense something's wrong, but they're kind of just like, not even like, especially the wife, like, who took all my pills that make me turn off and go into airplane mode? And I don't know, maybe your husband who with his dick out doesn't know which way's left. Maybe he's the one taking all your pills.
Yo, that was crazy. You think that was a prop?
I don't know. I think Isaacs was just like, yeah, whatever.
I could see that. Yeah, he's got that aura.
Yeah, him grabbing the gun. That poor guy's gonna get fired for like no reason at all. He really hasn't done anything wrong. Just people being dicks around him. What do you say? Embezzlement and fraud. It seems like he's facing jail time. I wonder if he's going to be one of those people that when everything's caving in on him, rather than face it, he's just going to fucking shoot himself.
Yeah, that looked like a nice backup plan. Instead of either facing the music or relocating your entire family to Thailand, not even relocating, just deciding to stay. I mean, he may have some trouble with that if all of his assets are frozen, so you have to restart in Thailand, but you don't have any money. So yeah, I mean, that would be obviously, really tragic for this character and tragic for his family. And I think that's the test that they're playing with. They're showing us these despicable people, how trashy they really are. And that is so funny that Parker Posey's always asking, are they decent people? She's like, when I go to the club, I know that they're all decent. Why are you going to the club? But that's the test that they're playing with. Can we show you how despicable this family is? But
you just showed your poor country club, man.
Oh,
I don't think she's not going to the club.
I think Parker Posey's fucking in popping bottles in North Carolina. Like, do they do that in North Carolina?
At the dinner table, and she's like, they're probably cheating on their taxes, chasing after girls half their age, and they just cut to fucking Jason Isaacs. It's like, check, check, check.
It's totally fine if they do it. It's like when she says, don't judge me. I'm your mother. It's as simple as that. You can't judge me for doing things that I criticize other people for doing because we're related and we're family It's as simple as that. We're supposed to stick together. But I did enjoy, it was the most I've probably enjoyed Saxon, even though he's still, occasionally has the awful thing to say. And the back and forth he had with Piper about not turning Lachlan into, God, I forget what he said. But them actually finally being cool around women. I just thought when they approached the three young ladies and offered to take their picture, this is just going to go terribly wrong. But then Lachlan, I didn't know he knew magic. Should have been bringing that out in episode 1. Yeah. Come on, you're sitting at the pool with all the baddies? Do a trick.
Well, I mean, outwardly flirting with somebody's wife on his boat. It's a dangerous game to play, but do you, Saxon? His comment about the young cum, though, he says something every episode that makes me just fucking squirm inside.
Bro, the way he delivered it, too.
These girls are thirsty for some young fucking cum.
And it's like that split second, because I read this subtitle beforehand, so I knew it was coming.
Same. Because he dragged it out. You know what, dude? I don't think that you could ever find a woman on planet Earth who has ever said that that's what they love. And Saxon would be like, yeah, they'll never say it, but they do.
If I have to hear him talk about a fucking protein shake, it's been 3 episodes in a row now.
Yeah, and what is he putting in that protein shake that it tastes so bad? You don't have any frozen fruit in Thailand?
We haven't even seen him work out. Is he just drinking protein?
And don't with the whole, women don't like muscular men. Stop. We know it's not true.
What, do you want to bulk?
Yeah, I am. But
yeah, just because I started working out. No, they got to be lying. Well, you can't tell me all this hard work is for nothing.
No, I'm doing it for me. It's like why women get their nails done. It's for me. I can't be beautiful. Oh, and then Piper reveals that the intention, everybody's kind of being hiding or seeking something, because she's like, yeah, I totally lied about this interview. I'm going to stay here and work a job. So I think we kind of saw that coming, that either she was going to continue to procrastinate, drag it out, or reveal something totally out of left field.
She should have brought that up at dinner. Dad would probably have been like, yeah, that's a great idea. I've been thinking the same thing.
That's what I thought we were going to get. I thought that she was going to bring it up and he was going to be like, I'm totally game. Like, I'll stay with you for the year.
Yeah, return to our roots, we'll get a modest place. Not because we can't afford it because of impending lawsuits, but really connect with the people,
You know what I hate, dude? When you have to guilt somebody into doing something and then they're like, fine, I'll do it, with Chelsea crying in front of Rick. And then when you get to the event, that person still acts like a dick. If we're here, enjoy yourself. And I know he's got a lot on his mind. The guy who killed his dad is in Bangkok. He doesn't know what he's going to do. I actually burst out laughing when Chelsea was like,
is this a bit, you killed my father, prepare to die, kind of?
And it's got me wondering, like, is there, I don't know, Chelsea just seems like young, naive, just a good egg. Could there be something more to her character? Because she seems to know some things about Rick's past, that he is a killer, and the hitman theory looks like it's true, or it's going to be confirmed. So he's willing to share to her that, yeah, he is a violent man and he's done bad things, but it's this very personal piece of information that he wasn't willing to tell.
Well, that's cool. Daddy issues ain't cool. That was one of the better scenes, though, of the episode when the therapist stops him in the hallway and talks about him. And those are words that he's probably never heard before in his life. And I think that's something that really resonated with him, to show that he doesn't have to be the person that either he has been or who he continues to think he is, that there's still time to be at peace with yourself and be happy with yourself. And I think that's something that he really needed. And we always see with these revenge type stories that it never really is what you thought it would be. And it's not going to solve all your issues. If he goes to Bangkok, kills this man, he's not really going to get to the bottom of what's affecting him without probably doing more sessions and therapy and doing something along those lines to really be at peace with himself.
Yeah, totally. And I began to think that him going to Bangkok is going to end up with Chelsea dead. That maybe Chelsea will get on the plane, follow him there, and he doesn't take revenge, but something goes wrong. They brought up the fact, or she brought it up, that she keeps having these near-death experiences. So I think to keep teasing it and then to actually kill her off is probably not the route that they're going to go. So maybe it's Rick and Chelsea watches Rick die. Maybe it's one of those where he does decide not to take revenge against this guy, but it's too late for him and the other guy decides, I'm just going to kill you. And then Chelsea has to witness that. But yeah, no, that character, I think they've done a really good job building that mystery of the character and now revealing it. And we're playing the wait and see game. He's going to have a very difficult choice to make there. That should be fun, opening up the world and exploring Bangkok. It's an incredible city, so I think that's going to be a really fun setting over the next few episodes, depending on how long he's there.
Remember when we were kids and people would ask you what the capital of Thailand is? They would say Bangkok and hit you in the nuts. That was fun.
Yeah, good times. I've had many a nut crushed.
Yeah.
Just walk right into that one. Like fucking Charlie Brown.
It would get you every
Little
time.
Susie.
Even if you answered it correctly, they're still hitting you in the nuts. There's no way out of it. Once the question was asked, you knew you were in for 5 minutes of pain.
That scene between Chelsea and Rick also visually looked incredible with the mountains in the background and just the open sea. I mean, everything that you hear about Thailand is that it's that beautiful, but for them to, really go to these places and shoot on location and just give us these incredible backdrops, it's great. It really just sets the mood. And that's what this show has done for 3 seasons, is that you get to vicariously live through them like you're on vacation. And even when they were walking through the town with all the different colors and the celebration, that was visually gorgeous.
Yeah, that's always something they've done really well throughout these seasons, is really bringing these settings into your living room where you can see all its natural beauty, exploring, especially this season and last season, exploring the actual environments where it's not just this luxury resort, but finding some of the natural beauty within the cities and the towns.
It's cliche, but it brings it to life when you can explore, the actual local places and the local infrastructure and how it's unique to the place where you're shooting and its setting and its culture. So that's something that I always appreciate. And, somebody commented that in season 2, they do go more outside of the hotel where they showed us Sicily and different towns in Italy. But I always love when the show does that. It's not just the beautiful hotels, but it's the location too.
You think those Russians, they were probably involved in the robbery, right?
I mean, not to be like Ronald Reagan over here, but probably. I didn't go back and watch because it was the dude with the tattoo with the snake that went all the way down. I was wondering if he was the guy under the mask or the second guy who comes out of the car to confront Guy Tok before he gets knocked out. But yeah, I mean, those would be the suspects, right? Donald Trump's like, of course they didn't do that. It's either going to be them or the bodyguards.
Or a combination. Conspiracies up, going from the top down.
Or it could have been the worker that Chelsea goes to talk to. She's like, oh, they didn't even give her the day off. Maybe she was like, I don't need the day off because I knew it was coming.
Maybe it's the phone lady. What is she doing with all those phones?
Not Pam. Come on.
She's taking our data?
That's why she brought out the big bag. That's where she put all the goods. Dude, Pam data mining? That would break my heart.
Well, we think that gun will definitely come into play. Was it Pavlov's gun, right? You show a gun and then you salivate.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what used to happen.
No, Schrodinger. You put a gun in a box and you don't know if it's dead or alive.
No, I thought it was Occam's gat. Isn't that that boy Occam?
We're definitely going to see that gun show up. And obviously, the first thing you're going to think about is the gunshots from episode 1. But I don't know, my gun sounds too well, but that seemed to be more of like an assault rifle type situation. But
yeah, those were choppers.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo.
Maybe he has it on him when shit goes down and pulls it out, becomes the hero.
Yeah, that interesting. I like where you're going with that. What the fuck is going to happen in that final episode that motherfuckers brought out machine guns? I wonder if that's going to be Rick. Like, is Rick bringing this? Because Rick's got allies, right? He said he's meeting somebody in Bangkok. So maybe this blows up in a way where it gets so out of hand. I don't know. Or you would think that would be a terrorist attack, right?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Dude, there's nothing worse than when your lawyer just keeps giving you worse and worse news. Because you always think if you're rich and you have a lawyer, he's going to do some lawyer stuff to get you out of it. And that motherfucker's like, oh, I'm going to lose the house? I'm not going to lose the house, right?
Especially when your boy fucking rats on you, becomes a government witness. There's no loyalty in the game no more.
I don't know why, but anytime someone's being persecuted for white collar crime, I become very defensive over them.
Yeah, it's probably doing like whole Bernie Madoff situation, which most people don't even care that Bernie Madoff robbed people of all their money. They're just mad because it bankrupted the Mets for a few years.
Dude, it's so funny that the fucking Mets got, for all the horrible decisions they made, that turned out to be the worst one. Just years of incompetency managing a team.
Oh, you lost all your savings? Well, the Mets haven't been an active participant in free agency for the past 5 years. Well, Daddy Cohen came around and gave Soto $1 billion. Keep thinking we forgot about people, but it really is only 3 groups this season, right?
Yeah, 3 main groups. Yeah, at first I was upset that the 3 ladies weren't on the boat with them. I thought that would have been fun, but what they ended up doing was fun on its own. But yeah, we have Zion. Zion's done with his finals. He's coming on over. He's playing well. He's lost some weight. And we'll see. Maybe they'll get Cooper Flag in the draft. That could be fun. But first, he's got to visit Mama. And we now have the gun. We have Schrodinger's gun out there. Maybe Lachlan got laid. A lot of fun cliffhangers going into episode 5. That's going to be an interesting confrontation. You know, and the themes with... They made Rick... he's almost like Bruce Wayne before he becomes Batman. Like, your dad was doing all these incredible things. He was a philanthropist. He was trying to stop this man from economically colonizing Thailand. And it just felt so like surface level. I'm not criticizing it, but it was a bit surface level to just make you be like, oh, wow, Rick's dad, good guy. Died fighting the good fight.
Well, I think that could also be him reimagining things in his own mind. His dad was such a great guy, and that was my trajectory until this was stolen from me, and now I'm the way I am because of that. And once somebody dies, they immediately become God's gift to the world, you know?
Yeah, no, that is so true. He's like, this will definitely sound good. Like, the millennials are really against colonialism. She's gonna love this.
Well, when's the last time you were at a wake or a funeral and someone was like, well, we know Jim. He's kind of a son of a bitch. No one really liked him. No, they're always like, Jim was the best. Taught my daughter how to ride a bike.
They always let the priest do it, because you know the priest is going to come with some fire platitudes to make Jim look like a saint. He never met Jim in his life, but that's what they do.
Yeah, the priest always is like, had his problems, but he found God towards the end. He doesn't know that. You don't know him like that. R.I.P. Jim, though. He really was one of the best of us.
All right, guys, that does it for this review of The White Lotus Season 3, Episode 4, Hide or Seek. We will be back next week for Episode 5, going into the second half of the season. Really excited for that. Aaron, thank you for joining me, and I hope your recovery is going well, because you had a little mishap recently. Hurt your shoulder.
Elbow.
Sorry, I took your thunder there. Elbow.
Yeah, it's all right. First bone I've ever broken, so...
Are you getting a cast?
No, I don't think they can put one where, because it's by where you flex up and down, so I'm just in a sling for now.
I wanted to draw a penis.
Yeah, I never had the cast where I can have everyone sign it. I feel like that's kind of lame now. I wouldn't have done that, but that was always the coolest kid for like 2 days in high school or middle school. You know, Garrett Cole tore his labrum, has to get Tommy John's, and it's like, well, he still gets $50 million. And everybody's online, like, so sad. Poor Garrett Cole. Poor me.